What is up, world? You are here with none other than that half man, half amazing Angelico. Just here to let you know that you are watching a video by Hal. Enjoy.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous et bienvenue sur la chaîne YouTube de So Catch by Hal. J'espère que vous allez bien, comme vous pouvez le voir aujourd'hui, en compagnie exceptionnelle de Angelico. How are you doing, Angelico?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
I like the visor.
Yeah, everybody loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it a lot. Christian loved it so much.
It's not very practical though.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, you can still
The sun
see
just
the sun.
shines straight through it. Just burn your face. It's like wearing nothing.
No, not really. Like you get to wear sunglasses.
Underneath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see a little bit of Paris yet?
No, unfortunately, I got in last night at about 11 p.m. in the airport, and then we went straight to the hotel.
Maybe tonight?
Maybe tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, tonight will be my only chance. Actually, definitely tonight.
First time in France?
Fourth time.
Ooh.
First time in 15 years, though.
Okay, so you know a little bit of French.
Je m'appelle Adam.
Ah,
Je
nice.
suis blah blah blah.
Can you repeat after me?
Yeah.
Le
Le
cassoulet,
cassoulet,
c'est bon
c'est bon
pour
pour
la santé.
la santé.
Le cassoulet, c'est bon pour la santé.
Le cassoulet, la poule. Cassoulet.
Yes,
Cassoulet.
okay. We're
Close
gonna
enough.
go with a real question.
Yeah,
Don't,
okay.
I have to say, I'm kind of disappointed because I don't see you in the new season of
Ooh.
Lucha UnderGround.
Yes.
Can you tell me
Mm.
why?
You started off with a good question. Okay, so I can't go into details about why I'm not in the first season, but I felt that the company was treating me unfairly. They wouldn't compromise on an issue that we had, and I felt that the only solution was to leave the company.
Okay, no more into this. Do you think it is possible to have you back for season 5?
Never say never,
Okay,
especially in professional wrestling.
okay. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about Lucha UnderGround.
Sure.
I want to know what you think about female wrestlers
Mhm.
being able to do or being involved in matches against male wrestlers, because it was the case for you in Lucha UnderGround. You
Mhm.
were trio tag team champ with Son of Havoc and Evilise. So,
Yeah.
what do you
And I
think?
faced Evilise one-on-one to get to the trios a lot,
Oh, yeah,
which
that's
was my
right.
first ever time wrestling intergender matches.
Oh,
I think it's great. I think it depends on how you see professional wrestling. I always see it as another universe, almost like a video game. So in that universe, in that world, I think anything's possible. I don't know why it has to be restricted. So just like in Tekken, the video game,
Okay.
I'll pick a girl to face a guy, and no one would think twice about it. So I think it's completely fine and acceptable in professional wrestling. It just didn't happen for so long that people just feel that it just doesn't look right, or they haven't seen it before and they're not used to it. But I think as the years go on, intergender will just become the norm.
yeah. Do you think it should happen more? For example,
Yeah,
like
it should-
WWE, for example.
Yeah, I think they'll be the next ones to like really do it. Like I'm sure they will eventually push for big intergender matches,
Okay.
or maybe they won't. Who knows? It all
Mhm.
depends on. It all depends on how you see professional wrestling,
Okay.
your vision of it.
Mhm. A couple of months ago, you became an SPLX athlete.
Yes.
What does it represent to you?
So for me, being a part of Suplex, it's a chance to represent a brand and be associated with other wrestlers who are all trying to be the best that they can be
Yes.
in their respective fields of wrestling. So it's motivating, it's inspiring to be part of Team Suplex. The clothes look awesome.
Yes.
And just the team and the guys and everyone there is just so great and fun to be around. And again, just being around such talented athletes in wrestling, it just motivates me to be better.
Mhm.
So I love and I appreciate being part of the team.
Can you get a shirt for me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do that. But on a personal level, how did SPLX help you to evolve?
I think just being associated with the brand and the type of athletes that they associate themselves to. So SPLX generally doesn't sponsor just anyone. They specifically select athletes that they think are on the rise or are important or coming into their moments in wrestling. So to be selected to be a part of that group, I was very proud of it at the time. I still am proud to be a part of the team. I mean, you've got guys like Matt Riddle, Zack Sabre, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Cobb. I mean, even Millie McKenzie now on her way up. It's just great. It's just a great team, great bunch of athletes, a great brand of clothing to represent. They're also doing other little things, like they sponsor and help grassroots wrestling schools around the world. So also to be involved in that's very gratifying to be a part of that side of it. So I like them. A very honest and correct company, and they're just trying to grow as wrestling's growing.
Nice. Okay. You recently moved to Barcelona,
yes,
Spain, but before that you stayed in Mexico for several years. Why it is important for you to move from a place to another? You moved a lot in your career.
I have moved a lot in my career. It's always when I feel that moving will benefit me as a performer. So what happened now in Mexico is I got to the point where I'd wrestled everyone so many times, I stopped learning from all the guys that I used to learn from because they'd all brought me up to their level. So then once I looked around in the locker room, there was no one to motivate me to be better because now I felt on par with everyone around me. And then just little things were happening within the company that I didn't agree with. So it was just like a lot of signs telling me that it was time to take a break from Mexico. Not maybe forever, I don't know. But it was just definitely, everything was happening at the same time telling me, you need to leave this place if you want to keep improving yourself as an athlete. I was 30 years old and just completely comfortable in my life, in my earnings, in my fame, in everything that I had achieved. And I just thought 30 is very young to be so comfortable in life. So by moving back to Europe, it becomes a challenge again.
Okay. What are the main differences between the Mexican style and the European style? In the wrestling, of course, but also in the mind.
A big thing that I didn't expect to affect me that has is in Europe, generally the crowds are much smaller. Mm-hmm. And in Mexico, you wrestle anywhere from 2,000 to 25,000 people, multiple times a week. So here it's a lot more confined, the events, the crowds are much more interactive because there's fewer of them. And you just feel that difference. It just does feel very different to be in a smaller venue, in a smaller setting, a smaller ring, compared to these big arenas built for wrestling. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is just something that I have noted. I do feel the difference.
Do you have to adapt to this?
It's not that I have to adapt. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a feeling. Like when you walk out in front of 300 people, you get a feeling, you get a rush of adrenaline. It's true. But then when you walk out in front of 3,000, they can put so much more energy into you that you just feel a bit more. It's not always the case. Sometimes 20,000 fans can be worse than 200. You know, it all really does depend. Like PWG, they don't put more than 400 people in the building, but those fans make you feel like you're king of the world. So, yeah, it's just a difference. That's just how I'd put it.
Do you have a favorite country or city you love to wrestle in?
In Europe or in the world?
In the world, let's say.
I mean, in the world, I'd probably say that my favorite place to wrestle was Japan, or is Japan, just because of the way the crowd reacts to the matches, the rhythm of the matches. I don't feel you have to cheerlead the crowd as much. They're much more appreciative of the art form, of the efforts that you're putting in, of the technicality. And just for me, I just appreciate that side of wrestling more too, you know, the technical sides of it. So the Japanese fans, I think, anywhere in Japan, they're all very similar in terms of reaction. I think for me, is my favorite place to perform.
Okay. Let's say that you can fight anyone, past, present, future. Anyone.
Yeah.
Who would you pick?
Probably Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Just
Was your inspiration?
it was one of my main inspirations, and just to feel what it's like to wrestle one of the best ever in your art form. I imagine that's a pretty unique feeling. So I would have loved to have been able to have experienced that.
Okay. We're almost at the end of the interview, so we can talk more if you want to. But I have to talk about it,
Yes.
at least a little bit.
Okay.
Are you willing to join WWE?
Am I willing to?
Yeah.
I think-
What's the situation between you and WWE? I've heard rumors about you maybe going there. I've heard something saying not soon. Let me know.
Yeah, you got all the questions. The first question on Lucha UnderGround, the last question on WWE. You planned that well. I'll give you credit for that. I'd say at this point, if anything, it's just rumors. That's how I'd say it at this point. Has there been communication in the past? Has there been contact made? Yes. Is it anything more than rumors at this point? What will happen? No. So take it as that.
Do you want to?
It's not a question of if I want to or don't want to. It's just a question of,
You want to.
is it the right time? Or is it right for me to go? Or
not?
or not, exactly.
Okay.
I think they have such a huge talent pool. You know, you'd
Yeah.
be crazy to just turn up and just think that you're going to be someone.
The next star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you need a pretty clear view of what you are and what you are going to offer them before you go there.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm still not necessarily finding myself, but definitely re-finding myself by wrestling in Europe again this year and not Mexico. So I'm completely happy and comfortable with my everyday and my day-to-day and just to keep growing as I am. And then if that leads to something in the future with them, I mean,
Why
who
not?
would say no?
That's wise.
Hmm.
Okay. Are you targeting any other company maybe?
No, at the start of this year, my goals were just to wrestle in the top European promotions, mainly Progress and ICW, just and OTT actually, just because I hadn't wrestled for those three. So now I have wrestled for all three. I hope to keep wrestling for all three. I really enjoyed working with them. So those are my sort of smaller goals for this year, which I accomplished, and I would just hope to keep working within those main companies in Europe.
Okay. Thank you very much for all the answers.
Pleasure.
Always nice to share a moment with you.
Mm-hmm.
See you soon in Germany.
Oh yeah,
You know,
next weekend.
I keep following you
Yes,
everywhere.
yes. Yeah, you do. Getting
On
weird
se
now.
retrouve très bientôt sur la chaîne YouTube So Catch by Al. Merci à vous. À très bientôt.
Sois sûr de t'abonner à la chaîne en cliquant sur ma tête et regarde aussi les autres vidéos en cliquant à gauche. Allez, abonne-toi. Allez, abonne-toi mon pote. On est là pour ça.